Amazing.
Six foes and weed smoke. Butterfly doors, mink coats, and clean clothes. Shit, that's all a nigga knows. Sliding, dipping on 84s, wrapped in foes. Cold, I'm too froze, so part in my rose gold. Bank rolls and city lights, living that life, so we going hard like every night. That's every night. Stuntin', flexing, I'm on, nigga. Green gang supreme, don't get it wrong, nigga. Hold on, nigga, Why I pull up before? Broads already naked before we step through the door. No need to give us a second, we bout to get them a show. Paying these bitches tuition soon as they get on the floor. Yeah, so give it up for 'em. Toast blowing money fast, so we had enough for 'em. Ain't throwing money, we just throwing dreams, hoping they can catch it. Having a clear conscience, acting reckless. They riding on foes, pocket full of dough. Haters gon' hate, but you already know. Bottles everywhere, we got models at the door. About to get it poppin', March set, here we go. Riding on foes, pocket full of dough. Haters gon' hate, but you already know. Living life fast like tomorrow ain't close. Go hard or go home, so the boys deserve a toast. On the mission, getting this paper, this is how it goes. Haters try to set you up to leave you selling pros. That's why I ride 4-5 through the 6 guys.
What's good, amazing fam? I want to welcome you to the It's So Amazing podcast. I'm your host, Boss The Truth. And yeah, let's get right into it, man. For those of y'all that already follow me on my YouTube channel, Amazing Films, you probably asking why a podcast. Well, one reason, analytics. So I do a news show weekly where I put out the different news stories and clips and things of that nature. And I've noticed that I do the story, and then after I do the story, I give my opinion or my 2 cents on how I feel about the story. But when I look into the analytics, I'm seeing a lot of people is dropping off after the story is over. So for those people that just want the story, they coming to get what they came to get, I got that for you. I got the story. For the people that care about my opinion and want to know how I feel on a certain situation, the podcast is for you. So without further ado, let's get into the first story of today. So, Lil Keed of YSL has passed away. First and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to Lil Keed, and I feel for his family. His brother, Lil Goddard, said he was the one that was rushing him to the hospital. I guess he died in his arms. That's kind of like a fucked up thing to go through. I've never been through that, and I don't really want to ever have to go through that. But he had put up a video on Instagram saying how he died in his arms. He got to tell his brother he loved him and he was okay with that. And when you listen to the video, it's kind of like he's trying to rationalize his brother being gone. And I understand that because you don't want to just accept that your brother has passed on and went on to the next life. So I hate that we do that. I don't want to just single out and say black people do that, but we as human beings do that a lot. We try to rationalize or make things okay when we know we really hurting inside. So I feel for him. I feel for his family. Like I said, I want to say rest in peace. Now, the cause of death. A lot of people don't know what the cause of death is. I've seen some people or some rumors floating around saying that his cause of death might be kidney failure. Now, when I first heard that, I was thinking to myself, damn, I hope this ain't have nothing to do with drugs, because that's my first thought, because I hate to say it, a lot of these younger artists are into the drugs, into the lean, into the popping pills and things of that nature. So you know when it comes to doing those things on a repetitive level every day, multiple times a day, it's going to fuck with your insides. But I also seen that a lot of people were saying that he didn't do drugs. So if he didn't do drugs and that's true, how did he have kidney failure? I've seen a lot of people saying there's no specific age of what you got to be to have kidney failure. And I guess that's true, but it's kind of fucked up in the grand scheme of things. This young man was 24 years old. He had a whole life ahead of himself, and it's just like, damn, he didn't get to, well, he did get to reap the benefits of his labor a little bit, but he didn't get to see them to their whole totality and fruition. But I just want to say rest in peace to that boy, Lil Keed, and the whole YSL family. Speaking of YSL family, the YSL family, YSL Records, Young Thug, Gunna, and 26 other people have been arrested on RICO charges. Now, when I first seen this, I was like, God damn, not another one, bro, because it's like they keep coming out the rappers. I feel like it's like a rap task force. Now, I know it's already a rap task force when it comes to New York. They have a hip-hop police, quote-unquote, task force that follow around rappers and things of that nature when they come to New York to perform or just to be there. They want to make sure these rappers are staying out of trouble and stuff like that. So I get that. But I feel like as of late, I feel like the rappers in general are being targeted by the police. They trying to make sure they ain't in no gang activity, they ain't moving no drugs and stuff like that. And it's just crazy because you would think that these guys that's making millions and millions of dollars would see that it's not no good to be doing that to begin with. They finally came out the hood. It's nothing with being proud to be where you from and coming out and making some of yourself. But I feel like today a lot of these artists, once they come from the hood or they come out the mud and they make it, they want to still keep one foot in the door or keep one foot in the streets because they feel like if they completely move over to this new life that they would kind of be jeopardizing or sacrificing or leaving these people that they hang around their whole life behind. And it's just a sad thing because I know they feel like, man, I don't want to be the only one that make it. And I get that. I understand that sentiment. But at the same time, everybody can't come. All you can do is get a game to the people that want to accept the game. Try to help as many people as you can and keep it moving. You can still give back. You can do toy drives, food drives, all kind of stuff to help your community out. But you got to get out the streets. Now, this whole Young Thug and Gunna shit, they saying they want to call YSL a gang. Now, me personally, I know YSL as a record label, as a rap collective, as a rap group, a rap crew, if you will. But at the same time, I can't say that YSL is not a gang. Now, I ain't gonna say most, some of these charges that they got from YSL states back all the way to 2013. This was right before Young Thug got his break. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Young Thug got his break in 2014 with Lifestyle when he was running around with Birdman and Rich Gang and he was on that crazy run, him, Rich Homie Quan and all that. So, was Young Thug still in the streets then? Yes. Now, Young Thug is a multi-millionaire, a businessman, a CEO. He done brought some of his homies up, just like I said, got them in the rap gang, got them putting out music. Gunna is one of his success stories. Lil Keed was his success story. So it's just crazy when you think about it because it's just like, damn, man, it's like these guys finally make it out after doing God knows what they was doing when they was in the streets, and then here the people come to take them right back to where they thought they was or where they think they should be. Now, a question I want to pose is, I see a lot of people saying that Will Gunna snitch, is Gunna gonna snitch, and I just want to ask y'all, the people that's listening, why do people think Gunna gonna snitch? I know it's a little joke, it's tongue-in-cheek when people saying, oh, Gunna gonna snitch and stuff like that. But I think, and I feel like a lot of people really believe that Gunna is gonna snitch. And I'm just like, why do people think Gunna gonna snitch? He ain't known for snitching, bro. And even that little clip that people like to run around and use to be like, oh, this why Gunna a snitch and shit like that. That ain't no snitching, bro. He didn't give up no information in that video, so I just don't understand it, bro. Like, why are people acting like Gunna go snitch? Gunna gonna hold it down. Now, there has been a photo that was floating around of Gunna when he had his first appearance in front of the judge, and Gunna does look bad. Now, a lot of people attributed that photo to saying, look, see, I told you he gonna snitch. Look at him. He's scared. He in there crying. But me personally, I know what it is. He's going through withdrawals, bro. And if you can see that picture and you know the picture that I'm talking about, you can clearly see it as day. This is a guy that in all his videos, he always has a double cup in his hand. He always smoking something. He was doing crazy kind of drugs. They rap about doing all these crazy kind of drugs. So I always think about that when people that do that shit on a consistent basis, once they get locked up, what are they going to do? Because they going to have to go through withdrawals. I don't know if the jail system or prison system help them people that substance abuse addicts. I don't know if they help them or give them something to kind of numb the pain. Well, they can't get them nothing to numb the pain, but help them with the withdrawal. So he does look bad. Hopefully they let these guys out sooner or later. I know at the first arraignment, the judge did not want to set bail for Young Thug or Gunna or any of the other 26 guys. And I understand that the people are trying to set their case. They don't want to let people out. A lot of people were saying, well, not a lot of people. The judge was saying that they feel like if they let Young Thug out, he will be a harm to the community. He would do more heinous acts and stuff like that. Like painting this nigga like he a terrorist or something. I'm like, bruh, this guy is a rapper, bro. He's a businessman now. He ain't out here sending no hits. Is he? You know what I'm saying? Is he? Because to go into another story, they saying that they got Young Thug on wiretaps talking to other high-profile gang members. And they also saying, which I think this is how this whole case came about to begin with. They got somebody, one of the lower level niggas. I know they already talking to the police because that's why they so adamant and confident about this case. And it's like they saying that Young Thug was behind the hit for YFN Lucci. Now, YFN Lucci has been locked up for some months now, down there probably almost a year now, for his Rico case. He got charged with Rico too. And they saying that Young Thug has put out a hit on YFN Lucci 2 times already. They didn't succeed, but at the same time, I don't believe Young Thug was putting out no hits. Now, that's not to say that I don't think that Young Thug could or would put out a hit. He does have the money to do that, and he does have the power and influence to do that. So I'm not saying he's above doing that. Me personally, I just feel like Young Thug ain't doing that, man. Young Thug counting these millions, man, providing these jobs, and doing what he loves to do. And it's just a whole sad situation when it comes to this whole thing, man. Speaking of another sad situation, let's talk about the rapper Rod Wave. Now, Rod Wave, I want to say I first heard about Rod Wave at I think beginning of 2020 when the pandemic first hit. Me and my wife, we had just bought our first house, and we were here. Well, I was here because my job had where we didn't have to go to work for a whole 2 months, but they still paid us, and I was thankful for that. But while I was at home, I was doing a lot of working out and walking and running and shit like that around the community and stuff. And that's when I got in tune with Rod Wave. I don't know if he just came out in 2020, but that's when I got a hold of him. But as soon as I heard this guy music, I was like, man, this guy is special. I think that the things and the tone that he uses when he does his music, you can just feel that pain and that hurt, and it just resonates through your speakers or whatever you listening to him to. You can hear that pain and that hurt. And it's crazy because, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like these guys come from bad situations, and it's like they finally get a piece of hope. They finally make it. They finally able to take care of their family for the rest of their lives. And they do dumb shit. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Rod Wave was arrested, I'm going to say for domestic violence. They said he choked out his girlfriend. I think she got a restraining order from him. I did a video that will drop this week. You probably already seen it if you're watching this or listening to this. And the question I want to pose is, can artists that's on the rise, that people are starting to love and, I ain't going to say worship, but they fuck with these guys, can they get out of their own way? And the first guy that comes to my mind when I talk about this is DaBaby and Rod Wave and all other kind of guys. When these guys get in position and they feeling themselves and they think they can do whatever they want, they above the law, or just think they don't have to be decent human beings, I don't fuck with that. Now, we wasn't in the room with this whole Rod Wave and his girlfriend situation. We don't know what went on. I'm not going to call her a liar and say she just doing this to get at him. I'm not going to say that he's innocent. We don't know these guys. And that's one of the things that I want people to start doing when it comes to these entertainers, rappers, celebrities, whatever it is. Stop worshiping these guys like they can't do no harm, bro. These guys can't do harm. They do harm. You don't know what these people are doing behind closed doors. And I want y'all to stop, worshiping these people like they just the angels. Like, stop it, bro. Like, stop it. They are not angels, bro. You ain't an angel, and you know damn well they ain't no angel. Now, is there good people out there? Yes. Do some people get a bad deal and a bad rap? Yes. But at the same time, when you see stories come out consistently over and over and over, it's like, okay, bro, I done had enough. And when I'm talking about over and over and over, I'm talking about DaBaby, man. Like, that boy Kurt. Like, what's going on with him? I remember when I first seen DaBaby. It was a video. It's a viral video. Everybody done seen this video. I know you have. He was shooting a video in Atlanta. Now, DaBaby is from Charlotte. He was shooting a video in Atlanta. Some niggas that lived in that hood seen it or found out. They decided to come over there, act tough, ask him who he check in with, where his permission slip, and DaBaby just stood on business like, I don't need no permission slip. I ain't got to answer to nobody. And I really respected that from a man level. Like, I really respected that because it's a lot of stuff that be going on. I be hearing when you go to Cali or when you do this, you got to check in, you got to tap in. And I'm like, tap in for what? These people don't own these cities, these blocks, these streets, bruh. You don't own not a piece of property on these blocks and streets, but here I go, or here you go talking about I gotta check in, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, bruh. I ain't checking in with shit, nigga. Check in with these nuts, bruh. I ain't finna check in. But DaBaby has been getting himself in situations time after time again. If he's not beating up somebody, if he's not shooting somebody, if he's not arguing with his baby mama, it's just like, bruh, after a while, you get tired of it, and it's like, you can't even listen to the music anymore. And I'm a person that can compartmentalize and separate the two when it comes to people, music, and the way that they are as a person. I can do that, but sometimes it's just like, you don't want to do that. Sometimes you just want to be like, okay, bro, I give up, bro. This guy, he just gonna keep doing it. And I feel like he's gonna jeopardize his bag and fuck his bag. He's gonna jeopardize his career. And then he's gonna be one of those guys that just been known as a guy that used to have it, used to be that nigga. And I just feel sad. Well, I don't feel sad because he did it to himself. So I'm just more disappointed, if anything, about this whole situation. So it's like, bruh, can these artists stay out of their way? And if they can't, like, they need to get somebody. That's why a lot of people hate when people have quote-unquote yes men in their crews. They don't have nobody to check them or to let them know, like, hey, bro, you on some fuck shit right now. You feel me? And it's just crazy because, like, why people not talking to these people like, come on, bro, like, tell your people when they doing bad. Tell your people when they doing wrong. It's just, it don't make any kind of sense. So I hope the baby has some people around him. I know he got 50 as his mentor, and 50 been taking care of him and showing him the ropes and taking him under his wing. Hopefully, and that's one thing I want to talk about. Do y'all realize how 50 came out in 2003? He was these guys. He came from the streets. He was the big bad boogeyman from the streets, quote unquote, from his words and from people that knew him from the streets words. But he made that transition. Once he got on, he didn't look back. And I feel like a lot of people in his younger days, in his younger age, they feel like they can't leave the people behind. They feel like they're not going to be real anymore. 50 Cent is a real nigga. You're not going to sit there and say 50 Cent ain't no real ass nigga, bruh. You're not going to say none of that fuck shit you say in the comments to 50 Cent face, bro. Like, why people can't just move on and just accept that they made it, bro? Yes, you came from the bottom. Yes, you came from the slums, bro. We get that. You made it, bro. You did something that a million people are trying to do. Be thankful, bro. Be grateful for this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just be grateful. Speaking of being grateful, Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow is a rapper out of Louisville, Kentucky. Signed to DJ Drama and Don Cannon's Generation Now label. That is also the label that Lil Uzi Vert is signed to. And he is on the rise. He put out an album, I want to say 2019, at the end of 2019, might have been at beginning of 2020. He had a couple joints out there, What's Poppin' and stuff like that. He had a big single with Lil Nas X. Like, I love that song. I love that beat. That beat goes so fucking hard. And it's a catchy song. But yeah, bro. Jack Harlow. Is he the next big superstar? Now, I asked this question because it's a twofold factor when it comes to Jack Harlow. One, he has what we call likability. This guy's just so likable, bro. Like, if you watch any kind of interview with this guy, you can see it. He just oozes likability. Like, he's funny. He has the charisma. And now the other part of the shoe that I was talking about, he's white. Now, that's the question I want to pose. Two-pronged question. Is he the next superstar? I think I'm going to say no, but at the same time, I feel like he could be if he want to. But like I just previously said, artists getting in their way. Now, last week, he put out his debut album. It's called Come Home, the Kids Miss You. I listened to the album. I fuck with the album. It's a good project. A lot of people on social media saying the album is mid. And it's okay for them to have that opinion. But what I hate when it comes to social media and when it comes to people listening to albums, I feel like a lot of people have a groupthink mentality where they can't think for themselves. They're just sheep following the herd. If a couple people say it's mid, then there you have it. It's mid. I want people to have a more nuanced outlook on things, bro. Everything can't just be classic or mid. It can't just be those two things. There's no gray area for these people. It's like, it's either the best shit I ever heard or the shit is garbage. It's trash. And I'm like, bruh, some shit is classic. Very, very little things are classic. Some shit is good. Some shit is okay. And some shit is mid. Some shit is trash. It's just, come on, bruh. But he was doing some press run, I want to say this week and last week. He did an interview with Hot 97. Now, me personally, I don't fuck with Hot 97, bro, because of Ebro. I don't have no ill will between any other people like Laura Styles. I don't really fuck with Rosenberg that much, but he alright. I can tolerate him. But I don't fuck with Ebro because he be on that fuck shit. But he was on Hot 97. They was doing this, I guess, game or quote unquote, who is this person? And they was playing Brandy. But he didn't know that Brandy and Ray J were brother and sister. Now, when you first think about that on the surface, you like, okay, who cares? But when you dig deeper, people are making a big deal about this. Why are they making a big deal about this? Because he's white. Now, it's a two-pronged thing with me. Like, on the one hand, I can see why people are mad. You're in a culture that's predominantly and dominated by black people. The black people have opened their arms up and embraced you. You say you care about this culture, but you don't know one of our prominent legend figures, Brandy, and that her brother is Ray J. Now, a lot of people are mad or coming at Jack Harlow because it's like, bro, Brandy is a legend. How the fuck you know Ray J, but you don't know who Brandy is? And it's quite simple, bruh. This guy's like 20-some years old. I grew up with Brandy. We grew up with Brandy. I'm 34 years old. I knew who Brandy was. I done heard down there all her albums. I watched her show religiously every week it came on, the Moesha show. You know what I'm saying? We ingrained with Brandy. He 20-some years old. He missed that wave, bro. And for y'all to get mad at a guy because he don't know who Brandy is, it's just crazy, bruh. It's just crazy. I feel like they just looking for a reason to not get this guy his flowers or to let him be the next big thing because he's white. Here's another white guy that's coming into the culture that we accepted, and he's gonna shit on us once he get popping. He gonna leave us, and that's how I feel like. I feel like that's how people think or maneuver because Post Malone kind of did that same thing, bro. Like, Post Malone came in with White Iverson. He was fucking with all the niggas, quote unquote. I'm gonna just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? He was making hip hop music. And then his music was so infectious and it started getting more popular and popular. And then Post Malone became this big thing. He was bigger than life. And then he come out of nowhere and do a fucking interview. I forgot with who he did it with. He do an interview and say, if you want to feel something, if you want to think, don't listen to rap. That's a fucking slap in the face, bro. How you gonna say that about rap when rap gave you everything? Rap gave you this shit. And that's what I'm saying. He was kind of like a chameleon hiding in his cloak. And it's like, bruh, he used rap to get on and then did what he really wanted to do with rock and roll. And Machine Gun Kelly, I ain't gonna say Machine Gun Kelly's doing the same thing, but he's kind of doing the same thing. He got in being a white rapper, rappity rap, and then he did okay. He was selling records and stuff like that, but the people didn't embrace him like that. So now he decided to do a rock album, and he's really great, and people really love his rock music. So I'm like, damn, bro, why these people, white people in particular, keep using our genre, keep using our culture to get on and then saying fuck you at the end of it once they got their millions, once they got their fan base. I don't fuck with that, bro. That's not right. But I don't feel like Jack Harlow is doing that. I feel like people are hating or nitpicking and trying to find anything to bring him down, to not make him their next guy. Now, speaking of artists getting in their way, like I said, he's from Louisville, Kentucky. The Kentucky Derby was last week. Him, Drake, DJ Drama, they shot a video to one of his songs off his new album called Churchill Down. A banger. Drake bodied that shit. I fuck with Jack Harlow's verse too. So there's a clip, it's a small clip on Instagram that's going around the socials of two black buff guys picking up Jack Harlow. So there's one black guy here, Jack Harlow in the middle, then another black guy on the other side of Jack Harlow, and they walking across the field making sure Jack Harlow don't get his shoes muddy and shit, but they getting their shoes muddy. That don't look right, bruh. Like, Jack, think of the optics, bruh. Like, think of the optics. I'm not saying that they couldn't help this guy get across, but like, come on, bruh. You a white guy in a black genre, in a black culture. You can't do that. That look like some slave Uncle Tom type shit. Like, come on, bruh. You gotta move methodically. You gotta move calculated, bruh. Like, you can't do shit like that. People took one look at that and be like, see? This is the guy y'all trying to prop up. Look at this nigga. Like, you can't do that, bruh. Like, you gotta think, bruh. And I just want to know why people have such a fixation or a hate for white rappers, bruh. Every white rapper that done came into the game, people hate these guys. From Vanilla Ice, people hated on Eminem. Not a lot of people. The majority consists of people love Eminem from the gate. We accepted Eminem. Eminem, to this day, has fucked with us. He showed us time and time again. He fucked with us. He gave us one of the greatest artists ever, 50 Cent. Like, he fucked with us. He's ingrained in this hip-hop shit. But he's not clean either. Before he got his millions in his fan base, he did a project where he talk about he hate black girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's like, you just can't make this shit up, bro. In the words of the Godfather, you can't make this shit up, bro. Like, come on, bro. So it's like, I want to know why people hate white rappers. Is it the fact that you feel like the white rappers have it more easier to make it in hip hop? Like, because the majority of people that consumes and buys music, let's keep it a buck, it's white people. When you go to these concerts, when you see these concert videos that pop up on social media, the majority of people in the audience is white people. They putting out that money. They gonna go out here and put their money where their mouth is. Us as niggas, as black folks, we gonna try to find out a way to to get the shit for free. We gonna finesse it. Like, if we can get it for free, we not gonna pay for it, whether it's good enough to pay for it or not. Like, that's just the mentality we have. And I hate that, bro. Like, we have to, if we say we care about this genre and this culture and the people that's in it, put your money where your mouth is and actually pay for these people's music, pay for these people's concerts. Stop trying to look for a free and easy way out when it comes to that shit, bro. But hopefully Jack Harlow gets it situated, because I do feel it. I do really believe that Jack Harlow can be the next superstar. I think he could be Drake because he's white. And I hate to say it like that, but when you're white in the music business, it's just a plus, bro. There's no way around it, bro. You can't get around it. You can't say it's racist. You can't say, oh, no. Bro, it's the truth, bro. Every white rapper that done came out done had an easier road. People accepted them way more quicker. And that's not to take away from their talent to say they wasn't dope and they just got on because they white, because I don't believe that they just got on because they white. You have to be talented for people to want to fuck with your music to begin with. But your whiteness does help. Speaking of people needing help, Freddie Gibbs, man. Freddie. What are we going to do with Freddie Gibbs? Freddie Gibbs is a great rapper out of Gary, Indiana. I ain't going to say he's the only rapper, but I never heard about Gary, Indiana, except one time in my whole life, and that's where the GOAT is from, Michael Jackson, my first artist I ever loved. So, Freddie Gibbs, I guess, has some kind of beef with Griselda. I'm not going to say Griselda. I'm going to say Benny the Butcher. I don't know why they have a beef. I don't really give a fuck why they have a beef. But I want to speak on this. Why is Freddie Gibbs all of a sudden going into this beefing online shit? Like, what does that help? Who does that help? Like, and this is one of the things that I don't like about Freddie Gibbs, and this is one of the things that I don't like about people that once they get the success and get on, they show you who they really are. Freddie Gibbs, when he first came out, he was signed to Interscope Records. He never put out an album with them. He got dropped from that label. Then, one of the GOATs from the South, Young Jeezy, decided to take it upon himself and sign Freddie Gibbs to his CTE label. Freddie Gibbs started getting a little traction, but him and Jeezy didn't see eye to eye. Now, the way he tell it, Jeezy was kind of treating him like a fuck nigga, like a lackey, like one of his other little niggas. Like, and Gibbs wasn't going for it. Like, nigga, Gibbs feel like I'm that nigga in my own right, bro. I'm not your weed carrier. I'm not doing none of these errand, none of that grunt work. Like, bro, I'm Freddie Gibbs. And I respect Freddie for that. So, he left Jeezy's CTE label. Then, Freddie decides to go independent. And this is one of the best decisions that Freddie Gibbs ever made. He created his own label, ESGN, Evil Seeds Grow Naturally. I think that's what it was. I like that spin on the ESPN name. But while he was doing that, like I said, he became independent. He put out 2 classics with one of the hip-hop legendary producers, Madlib, Pinata and Bandana. Now, Pinata came first, if I'm not mistaken, and people heard it as a classic. People was like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air. People didn't know Freddie Gibbs was this good. And that's where the problem lies. Because once people found out how good Freddie Gibbs was, he got high off his own supply. This guy got the big head. And I've never seen a person get the big head like Freddie Gibbs did. But this nigga started smelling himself like none other, bro. He was smelling himself. He was feeling himself. Now, it's nothing wrong with being confident with your craft and what you do. You want to be confident. But at the same time, you don't want to lose sight of your humble beginnings. You don't want to lose sight of who you are. You don't want to lose sight of how you got here. But Freddie Gibbs has lost sight. He started feeling himself, started beefing and online and shit, on this clout shit. Now, clout is a hell of a drug, bruh. Tekashi 6ix9ine overdosed on clout. Lil Pump overdosed on clout. All these clout demons and these clout rappers, they was full of it. But the problem with the clout runs out. The clout is not everlasting. And the clout makes you look like a clown. And Freddie Gibbs, you look like a clown. Beefing online, beefing with fellow artists, beefing with academics. It just doesn't make any sense. Why, once you got the notoriety, the money, the accolades, you was nominated for a Grammy. This guy was nominated for a Grammy. A guy from Gary, Indiana. Don't nobody really make it from Gary, Indiana. Like I said, you ain't heard of nobody ever making it from Gary, Indiana outside of the Jackson 5. Janet Jackson. Like, come on, bruh. You got a 1 in a million lifetime chance and you giving people your ass to kiss. So, a video circulated yesterday of Freddie Gibbs getting his ass tossed like a rag doll in Buffalo. Benny the Butcher's home, city, and state. All I'm gonna say is, 1, you reap what you sow. 2, you should be careful, because the things that we seeing today, bruh, I've come to the realization that these rappers and these artists, they don't care about throwing their lives away. They don't care about anything. They don't give a fuck about anything. So I just want to say, be careful, Freddie Gibbs. I don't want to wake up and see a headline that Freddie Gibbs passed away behind this rap shit. And before we get out of here, let's talk about this, because I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of rappers dying. I'm sick of it, bruh. Whether it's drugs, whether it's violence, I'm tired of it, bruh. Why are so many rappers dying? It's like they don't give a fuck. And it pisses me off. Because this is all I ever known. This is all I ever wanted. I love this rap hip hop shit, bruh. And to see these guys throw away their lives, throw away their careers for some dumbass shit, it just doesn't sit right with me, and I don't fuck with that shit. If you on that lean, I know we glamorize it. I'm from Texas, bruh. We created that shit. We popularized that shit. Stop doing that shit, bruh. Y'all some whole ass dope fiends, bruh. Like, stop that shit. Stop it. Smoke some weed. That's all you need, bruh. Stop popping these pills. Especially now, you don't know what's in this shit. Niggas pressing up that shit and you popping that shit because you a dope fiend, you a dope head. And now you on the floor, your people trying to revive your ass. Another one gone. Cause y'all chasing this shit because these rappers, and yes, I'ma hold you motherfuckers accountable, these rappers is rapping about this shit, glamorizing this shit, putting that shit in front of or behind some fucking 808s and a hi-hat, making that shit sound good. That shit ain't good, bruh. That shit ain't good. Leave that shit alone. If you gonna do something, smoke some weed. Sip some beer. Fuck that. I don't fuck with beer. It's nasty. I don't see how people drink that shit, but fuck with that. Don't fuck with no lean, bruh. Don't fuck with no perks. No Roxy's. All this bullshit that these people be talking about. Stop glamorizing that shit. I'm over that shit. I'm tired of people dying. I'm tired of people in hip hop dying. We becoming to be known as the genre where people don't give a fuck. They just throw their lives away. Stop that shit. Now, before we get out of here, I want to pose the question of the week. Now, every week I'm going to have a different question that I'm going to pose to you guys. And this week's question is, should Meek Mill retire Dreams and Nightmares intro? Now, you're probably wondering, why do I ask that? I asked that because yesterday, or last night, I seen another video of Meek Mill in the club performing Dreams and Nightmares. And at this point, I'm quite sick of that. Now, it makes Meek Mill look bad because it makes Meek Mill feel like that's his only song. It makes Meek Mill run around looking like he's a one-hit wonder, and he's not a one-hit wonder. Now, is that a classic song? Yes. But he gotta retire that, bruh. Stop performing that shit, bro. I know he tired of performing it. Like, come on, bro. You got so many other joints you could be playing or performing. So, my question is to y'all, should Meek Mill retire Dreams and Nightmares? Intro. I want to thank y'all for being with me on the first episode of the It's So Amazing podcast, man. I really appreciate y'all. I didn't know if this shit was going to happen. Had a lot of technical difficulties at the beginning, but here we are. The podcast will be coming out every week on Friday. So look out for that. There will be a video component. So if you want to watch the video, it will be on my YouTube channel. Just search Amazing Films, AMAYESN Films. There will be an audio component. You can hear the audio component on your favorite podcasting app. Right now, I know I have it already uploaded in Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm working diligently to get it to the other podcasting apps. So if you want to listen to the audio version, you can listen on your podcasting app. If you want to listen to the video version, you can look at it on YouTube. I also have something else in the works. I already launched it, but I'm not talking about it right now. Maybe in another episode or two, or maybe after a month, I will let y'all know where you can find it and other great content. But I just want to say thank y'all for rocking with me, man. Especially my YouTube fam. And if you new here, follow your boy. On the podcast, on the YouTube, I don't care where you follow me, as long as you fuck with me. You can fuck with me wherever you want to fuck with me, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm not one of these rappers that don't appreciate the people that fuck with him. I fuck with y'all when y'all fuck with me. That means the world to me. So thank y'all, man. I'll catch y'all next week. And yeah, appreciate y'all, bruh. I'll see y'all on the next one. We out this thing. Peace.